controversy in regard to one of her projects. A photo shoot for the November issue of Vogue magazine. Many people on social media are in an uproar after seeing the photos where Kendall's hair appears to be styled like an afro. Critics say that the photos are an example of cultural appropriation, and that if the job called for a model with an afro, why not hire an African-American woman who actually had an authentic one? Others were quick to call out the negative connotations often associated with black people who have this hair, as opposed to a white person being called fashionable when she wears it in that style.
I'm offended that they're saying this is an afro. That's not an afro. Let's start there.
Yeah.
You think that's an afro? That look like
teased
Marie
hair.
Antoinette to me.
And you're right
Oh,
about
like
that.
a
Gibson girl.
Yeah, it
like
just
the
looks
Gibson
like-
hairstyle.
I
back in the day.
I look at it more as a teased bouffant. If you look at the style of her clothing, it looks more Victorian. It looks like
The
it's
texture
inspired
of the
from
hair
that.
is not.
Yes.
But then the other picture, it kind of looks like she trying to go for an Afro style.
Which one?
That one.
That
one.
looks a little bit more like an afro.
Yeah,
like,
it's,
okay.
So I think maybe that's what people were kind of.
Does that image bother you, Lonnie?
What?
Look, it's a difference between assimilation and appropriation. We done talked about this before.
Okay.
Black women, a lot of us have had to assimilate in order to get jobs. I know that because as an engineer, when I tried to come in there with some dreads, they would not hire me. And I had to wear my hair straight, and I got me a job. That's a big difference than when you appropriate, because a lot of people appropriate and they're taking someone else's culture. I just want everybody to,
Sure.
understand the
Define
difference. And so some people are still sensitive about it. The thing is that for a lot of black women, we feel like what we said, if you are looking for the Afro look, then hire an African American or somebody that actually has African culture.
There are white women who actually grow that kind of hair out of their head too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just putting that out.
Okay, so
But I mean, the point is that we have in this country issues with people taking other people's culture and making money off of it. And that's really, and she has been known to do that. I think it's not so much more about the Afro, I think it's more about her.
a Kardashian,
Kendall, has been known, because she's been kind of tone deaf on some things. Let's not forget about the Pepsi commercial,
Yeah,
and
that was
stuff
terrible.
like that.
That was terrible.
And then there's been some things with her fashion line. So I think it's more about her and not necessarily about...
Yes, tons of white models have done this before.
Exactly. So I think it's more about her.
When I see Nicki Minaj doing Chun-Li, wearing Chinese garb, when I saw Gwen Stefani having Harajuku dancers, I thought that was dope. I was like, yes, show what my people can do, what we look like. So I just want to ask, where is the line when it comes to cultural appropriation and something that's just disrespected?
I
Or
don't
somebody who
think
just
it's-
appreciates the look and can't get it herself, but really wants to experience
But
it.
for me, I don't think it's a disrespect if you claim that this comes from, the Asian culture.
Yeah.
That's a difference.
give
where
credit to
Like
the culture.
glass hair versus pressed hair, like a pressed set, right? It was like somebody was talking about that as well. They're saying now this is considered glass hair. Have you guys heard
Like
that?
straight
No,
or something
define
like that.
glass hair.
No, I'm saying
What?
like Vogue or Elle or one of the magazines recently were calling this glass hair, and I believe African American culture was saying that it was like a press, like you just have hair
And
pressed.
press
Yeah.
curl. Yeah, like a press curl.
When you get it like hot combed and then you flat the heck out of it. Flat
Correct.
the heck
But
out
they
of
were
it.
calling it now glass hair, and again,
Okay.
not giving credit to where it originated
And
from.
that's what it is.
Okay.
I think it's about
Somebody
not
tell
giving
me on
credit.
this thing what the right name is, because it's definitely not a press and curl. I think it's a press and set. No,
This
No,
ain't no
a
press
set.
set.
A
This is a
set.
wig.
No,
A silk press.
Okay.
A silk press. They said, girl, like people were posting. There were industry hairstylists actually posting. I know Cynthia, one of my hairstylists, was also posting it, saying that people were calling it glass. It was glass hair, and they were like, no, that is not glass hair. That's a silk press. Which originated, do you guys understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They were just trying to rename
It's
it
just
and
a
claim it
style.
like it was their own.
That's what I'm talking about. I think that's
get
what
that.
a lot of people get upset about. It's like even with Kim Kardashian when she had the cornrows and they made it seem like it was a brand new style. It's like, we've been doing cornrows for years.
Got it. But
that's all they
so
say.
she likes what you've been doing all that time.
I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's about her. It's about the industry not giving credit where credit is due. Then the thing is making it seem like it's brand new, and it's not brand new. It comes from a culture. If Nicki Minaj is taking your culture, she needs to give you credit and say this is from the Asian culture, and I appreciate it. But what a lot of people are doing is that they're going on these fashion magazines and they're not giving credit. They're making it seem like cornrows happened because Kim Kardashian created it. She didn't create it. Right.
Let's just say, like one of our friends who's a regular person.
Right.
So let's say she's white and she decides to perm her hair to get an afro because she loves the look of an afro. Would that offend the black community?
No, I don't think we that petty, y'all. I'm just like I said. They're making money off of our culture. Sometimes, add a black person in it.
Got it.
Too.
My
That's all we're saying.
That's what I think. My sister isn't a celebrity. She's certainly not making any money off of her hairstyle. And my sister got locks done in her hair. And the comments when I posted my sister's picture on my Instagram were so rude and disrespectful to her, saying like she was doing cultural appropriation. And I was so offended by that because I'm like, yo, she just thinks it's beautiful and dope. Like, this is exactly what I'm saying. She's not making money off your hairstyle. She's not, like, I have an issue with that. Like, that's hurtful. Because I get the assimilation, because somebody could turn around and say, well, you're taking Jeannie's hair. Why is that okay for you to do, but it's not okay for her to do?
And like I explained it, because I wouldn't get hired. Y'all wouldn't hire me.
But in 2018, are we still saying assimilation?
Yeah.
So I have a question though.
Definitely.
I have a question.
You have
so
the option.
Lonnie, what should have Adrian posted without people getting offended with her sister wearing the locks?
Anybody can wear their hair any way they want. All I'm saying is when it comes to the industry, we have to be careful and we have to give credit where credit is due.
Now, cultural appropriation always comes up when we talk about the Kardashians and the Jenners. We know that the Kardashians and Jenners have a sick obsession with black culture and especially black females. You have to look at the history of what they have done to see why there is always backlash towards them. There is no type of respecting the culture. There is no type of homage being given to where hairstyles and styles originate from. Basically, what's happening is our culture is always taken from us, just like rock and roll. People will swear up and down that, certain white people are the originators of rock and roll. Even black people will sit up here and give it to them, but they are not. We know the majority of the music comes from black people, period. But this whole thing with that hairstyle, they were talking about it was T's style, it was Marie Antoinette. You have to go back and you have to ask, where did that style originate, or what inspired that style in the first place? When you think about the actual dresses that were made, how it was flared out, and then you had the bustle in the back, and you had it shaped the body in a way where the waist was small and the back was up and out, and then you had the bust lifted. Actually, that was inspired by the body shapes of black women. All you have to do is go back in history and do a little bit of research. That's where that comes from. So no matter how you try and get around it, it still has to do with us as a people. And then the other style, it is very 80s Afro, and people have the right, and it is her family, because they do braids, and it was cornrows, but they're calling it boxer braids. And then you had a designer who took and renamed Bantu knots mini buns. And it's been one thing after the other. You had Coco, talking about a cocoa swoop, the lemonade braids. It's disgusting. They always do this and then try and play the ignorant card. I am so goddamn sick of the ignorant card. And then Adrienne Bailon, she is a proven racist to me. I'm done with that bitch, because you can see how she was steadily coming for Lonnie and steadily having something slick to say over there, to say that, you know, oh, if Black women are wearing straight wigs, aren't you trying to appropriate white culture or someone else's culture? No, because it has to be specific to the culture. It's just like when white people or white women say, oh, Black women wear blonde straight wigs and weaves. Basically, wigs and weave have been around since before the ancient Egypt empire. People were wearing wigs and weaves. That's to begin with. Straight hair is not strictly a European thing. This has to be specifically, exclusively a part of your people group, and it's not. There are other races and other cultures that have straight hair, so you can't make that claim, because if you look at the majority of Black women who wear wigs and weaves, the hair is not thin, it's not oily, it's not greasy, it's not stringy, it will not attract lice. The texture is way different, and it's not thin like a dog's hair, I'll say like that. And even if a white person has thick hair, it's still a different grade of hair that does not match up with any wigs and weaves that Black women get. Usually the hair comes from India and it comes from South America, and there is a large Black and dark population of people in India and in South America. So that claim is blown out of the water when people say, oh, what about blonde hair? The majority of white women bleach and dye their hair blonde. This is not something that naturally grows out of their head that they have a monopoly on. These women go and dye their hair. There is an equal amount of melanated people who have blonde hair naturally growing out of their scalp as there is European, because it's such a recessive gene. It's not common. So you see a lot of blonde white women around. Just look at their roots, look at their eyebrows. That is not their natural color. That is nothing that originated from them. So that blows that completely out of the water. It is cultural appropriation. They think it's cool. They think it's beautiful. And now they want to wear it. And the problem is this fucking country has denigrated, disrespected, marginalized Black people. To this day, you have Black women being fired because of their braids and their hair. You had a girl in Africa, she couldn't go to school, get kicked out of school because of her hair. I sit there and watched someone tell another Black woman to tell a woman to leave the fucking office because of her goddamn hair. But you want to sit up here with your non-Black ass and you want to wear our hairstyles. You want to wear an afro. You want to perm your fucking hair. You want to wear fucking braids. You want to wear locks and shit now because you think it's fucking cool. Not that you have any respect from where it comes from. You don't have any respect for the people. You don't give a fuck. You just think it looks cute, like a little purse under your arm, or when people were walking around with those little ass dogs, you think it's cute. You don't give a fuck about where it comes from, and you don't give a fuck about the plight of the people who face their livelihoods being taken away from them because of their goddamn hair that grows out of their fucking heads. And now you want to put it on as a goddamn costume. Oh, because you think it's beautiful. You think that, saying that is flattering. It's not flattering. And, with Black people setting up here, coming after people who just want to wear it, they have every fucking right to say what they're saying. They have freedom of speech. Yes, take it out. I don't like it. I don't like when non-Black people wear Black hairstyles. I don't like that shit. and other people should be vocal about that. And oh well, fuck Adrian's sister. I don't care about hurt feelings. Black people are always making people feel fucking comfortable doing shit like this. But I'll go ahead and leave it right here. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one.